There is a secret conversation happening every moment of your life. It is not the one you have with your friends, your family, or the world around you. It is the one you have with yourself. That quiet, constant dialogue that shapes your beliefs, your emotions, and ultimately your reality. The words you speak silently within are not mere thoughts. They are creative acts. Each inner word is a seed, and your consciousness is the fertile soil. Whatever you plant there will, in time, appear in the outer world as experience. You may not realize it, but you are talking to yourself all the time. Every image, every self-comment, every inner feeling, that is your private conversation. And that conversation determines your fate. If you desire to change your world, you must first change the way you speak within yourself. The outer world is only a mirror, a reflection of your inner dialogue. If you speak limitation, your world will echo limitation. If you speak abundance, love, power, and joy, your world will conform to those words. The creative power lies not in effort, not in hard labor, not in desperate wishing. It lies in the disciplined, loving conversation you hold within your imagination. Your imagination is the womb of all creation. Everything you have ever experienced, every victory, every disappointment, every miracle, began first as an unseen conversation. When you speak within yourself, the universe listens. And not only does it listen, it obeys. The unseen realm is obedient to the tones of your consciousness. The state you occupy internally is the command you send to reality. The outer world does not create your thoughts. Your thoughts create your outer world. So how do you talk to yourself to manifest anything? You begin by listening. Listen carefully to the tone of your inner voice. Do you speak as though you are the person who already has what you desire? Or do you speak as one still searching, still lacking, still hoping? If you speak as the seeker, you will forever remain in the state of seeking. If you speak as the one who already possesses, reality will shape itself around that conviction. The key is to talk to yourself from the end, not about the end. Suppose you desire love, wealth, health, or success. You must not speak within as though you are waiting for it to arrive. You must speak as though it is already here. You must feel the thrill of its possession, the peace of its fulfillment. The imagination does not distinguish between fact and fiction. It responds only to the feeling of reality. When you imagine and feel the truth of your desire, you are impressing it upon the subconscious, and the subconscious faithfully brings it to life. Let me remind you, the conversation you hold within yourself right before you fall asleep. The images that play in your mind as you drift between waking and sleep, those are the most potent of all. In that quiet state, your conscious and subconscious minds merge. Whatever you whisper to yourself in that sacred moment becomes the command your deeper self must obey. Speak lovingly. Speak with conviction. Speak as though you already are the person you wish to become. Say to yourself, I am loved, I am abundant, I am powerful, I am at peace. And do not say these words as affirmations that you wish were true. Say them as statements of fact. Feel them, believe them, live in them. The moment you begin to believe them inwardly, the world outside will begin to rearrange itself to reflect your inner conviction. When you talk to yourself in this way, you are not lying. You are declaring a higher truth. The truth of your imagination is greater than the evidence of your senses. What you see and experience now is only the shadow of past conversation. The new conversation you begin within will build a new shadow, a new reality, in time. Do not be deceived by appearances. They are only delayed echoes of what you have already said within yourself. Change your inner words, and the outer world must follow. You may wonder, but how can I talk to myself as though I have something I clearly don't? The answer is simple: through faith. Faith is not blind hope. It is the inner knowing that what you imagine is already real in the unseen. Faith is loyalty to your unseen reality. When you are loyal to the state of already having, your inner dialogue begins to change naturally. You stop asking, when will it come? And start saying, it is done. You stop doubting, will this work? and start affirming, it always works for me. You stop pleading and you start thanking. Gratitude is the language of fulfillment. When you are grateful, you are acknowledging that the gift has already been received. Talk to yourself in the language of gratitude. Say to yourself, thank you for my success. Thank you for the love that fills my life. Thank you for the wealth that flows to me effortlessly. As you persist in this inner gratitude, you raise your vibration to match that which you desire. The world cannot help but mirror that frequency back to you. Everything in life is a mirror reflecting your state of consciousness. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are conscious of being. If you wish to manifest joy, you must become joy within. If you wish to manifest abundance, you must feel abundant within. The words you say to yourself should affirm this inner identity. Do not say, I will be happy, but I am happy now. Do not say, I will be successful, but I am already successful. You must live from the state of your wish fulfilled, not toward it. When you change the conversation in your mind, your emotions will follow. Your emotions are the energy that animates your inner words. You may repeat affirmations all day long, but if you say them mechanically without feeling, they remain empty sounds. The power lies in feeling the truth of what you say. Feel it as though it were already done. See yourself as already transformed. Walk, breathe, and move in that state. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes, until the outer world must conform. Your inner dialogue can either enslave you or set you free. Many people live their entire lives trapped in conversations of fear, doubt, and unworthiness. They say to themselves, I can't do it. It never works for me. I'm not enough. And the universe, obedient as always, echoes back those words in the form of experience. But when you begin to speak differently, when you say, I can, it does work for me, I am more than enough, you begin to command reality to shift. You become the master of your destiny. You must become the guardian of your inner speech. Watch it carefully, for it is the most creative force in your life. Each time you catch yourself speaking limitation or fear within, gently stop and replace it. Do not condemn yourself. Simply redirect the conversation. Say instead, that is not my truth. My truth is abundance, love, and power. Your words once spoken inwardly with belief cannot return void. They must accomplish their purpose. You see, your mind is not divided into a good and bad self. It is divided into a believing and disbelieving self. Whatever you believe becomes your world. So choose what you will believe by choosing what you will say to yourself. The inner dialogue is the steering wheel of your destiny. Speak only those words that lead you where you want to go. The moment you change your inner conversation, your vibration changes. And when your vibration changes, you step into a different timeline, a different version of yourself, a different world entirely. The people you meet, the opportunities that appear, the coincidences that unfold, all will be different because you have shifted the frequency of your being. And it all begins with how you talk to yourself. Do not wait for evidence to prove your new belief true. Evidence follows belief, never precedes it. When you talk to yourself as though your desire is already real, you are creating the evidence that will one day appear. The unseen must become seen. The spoken must become manifest. This is the law. Your only duty is to persist in the new conversation until the world catches up. You must persist, even when the outer world contradicts your new state. It may seem foolish at first to say, I am wealthy when your bank account says otherwise, or I am loved when loneliness stares back at you. But persist. The world is slow to catch up to the speed of imagination, but it always does. Reality is clay in the hands of the potter, and you are the potter. Keep shaping it through your inner words. And remember, the tone of your self-talk matters as much as the words. Speak gently, lovingly, as though you are speaking to someone precious, because you are. You are speaking to your own divine self, the creative essence within you that brings all things to life. When you speak with love, you awaken that creative power. When you speak with fear, you suppress it. Choose love every time. Each day, set aside a few minutes to consciously talk to yourself as the version of you who already lives your dream life. Close your eyes and hear the voice of your future self. Calm, assured, fulfilled. Hear them say, it worked. Everything unfolded perfectly. I am living in the joy I once imagined. Let that be your internal tone. Carry it throughout your day. You do not need to force manifestation. You only need to align your inner words with your desired reality. The unseen world will handle the rest. Life rearranges itself around your conviction. Your only task is to remain faithful to the inner story, the story where you already are who you want to be. If you wish to manifest anything, love, abundance, peace, success, you must first become that in your imagination. And the way you become it is by talking to yourself as though it were already true. You are the author of your story, the narrator of your destiny. Every sentence you speak within is a line written in the script of your life. So talk to yourself like this. Everything is always working in my favor. I am loved beyond measure. I am worthy of every good thing. My life flows with ease and grace. I am grateful now that all I desire is mine. Feel these words. Let them live within you. Repeat them until they become natural, until they become the language of your soul. When you learn to talk to yourself in this way, you will find that manifestation is no longer a struggle. You will not chase your desires. They will be drawn to you. You will not strive to make things happen. Things will unfold effortlessly. The world outside will reflect the peace, confidence, and joy you cultivate within. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle. The divine power that creates worlds lives within your imagination. It listens only to one voice, your inner voice. Speak to it with faith, with love, with certainty, and it will move mountains for you. Your self-talk is your prayer. The universe does not respond to your words spoken aloud as much as it responds to the feeling behind your inner speech. Every time you say, I am, you are invoking creation itself. Guard those words carefully. Whatever follows I am becomes your life. Say only that which you wish to see. Say, I am prosperous. Say, I am whole. Say, I am fulfilled. Say, I am chosen. Say, I am divine. And feel the truth of it. Live in it. Walk in it. When you talk to yourself like this, you step into your godlike power, the power to call things that are not yet seen into existence. The world outside you will always bow to the world within you. When you master your inner speech, you master creation itself. Talk to yourself as though you are already living your dream, because in the unseen you are. And soon the unseen will become the seen, and you will look around and realize it all began with a conversation you had with yourself. Speak only words that affirm your greatness, your worth, your divine right to live in abundance and joy. The world is your mirror. The words you whisper within are the brushstrokes painting your destiny. Talk to yourself like the powerful creator you are, and you will manifest anything. Every moment you breathe, there is an unseen power moving through you, shaping, molding, and forming the reality you experience. It does not sleep. It does not rest. It does not question you. It only obeys the impression it receives from your consciousness. And the way it receives its command is through the way you talk to yourself. Your inner conversation is the secret language of creation. It is the dialogue between the seen and unseen, the bridge between what you imagine and what you live. It is not the words you speak out loud that hold the greatest power, but the tone, emotion, and belief you hold behind those silent inner statements. You have been creating your entire life through the words you whisper in the privacy of your mind. You may not remember them, but they live as echoes in the fabric of your world. Look around you now, and you will see the physical translation of your inner speech, the people, the opportunities, the circumstances. All of them are mirrors reflecting what you have been saying within. The truth is, every human being is constantly affirming something, whether consciously or unconsciously. The mind is never silent. The stream of thought never truly stops. But it is not the random noise of thought that creates. It is the steady conviction, the emotional tone of your dominant self-talk, that molds your destiny. If you speak as a victim, life will continue to present you with situations that affirm that role. If you speak as a victor, as one who has already overcome, life will rearrange itself to honor that story. There is no partial creation. Everything you think and feel carries the vibration of I am, and that vibration calls to it its likeness. Imagine now that you are the director of a grand play. Every word you write in the script becomes a scene in your reality. Your subconscious mind is the actor. It performs exactly what you write without judgment. If you write, I am struggling, the actor plays struggle. If you write, I am thriving, the actor plays success. The actor does not edit the script, it performs faithfully, line by line, until you change the story.
So ask yourself, what script are you rehearsing in the privacy of your mind? Do you repeat the lines of fear, worry, and lack, or are you reciting the language of abundance, strength, and certainty? For what you rehearse internally will eventually be performed externally on the stage of life.
When you start to talk to yourself in alignment with what you desire, you begin to shift the energy of your being. Every word you speak within sends out a frequency, and that frequency attracts its corresponding circumstances. If your self-talk is filled with complaints, you will experience more to complain about. If it is filled with gratitude, you will find yourself surrounded by reasons to be thankful. You must understand that creation does not respond to the words themselves, but to the feeling those words produce. The feeling is the power, and the words are the channel. To talk to yourself in a way that manifests anything, you must speak from the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You must step into that identity so completely that it becomes natural. You must learn to speak as the person who already has the thing desired. If you want to manifest wealth, you must speak to yourself not as someone chasing money, but as someone who already lives in abundance. Say to yourself, everything I touch prospers. I am surrounded by opportunities. Money flows to me with ease and grace. And feel those words as truth. Feel them vibrating through your body until your heart believes them. For the moment your inner world accepts a new truth, the outer world begins to bend to it. If you want to manifest love, talk to yourself as one who is already deeply loved. Say, I am cherished. I am valued. I am in a relationship that fulfills and uplifts me. Feel the warmth of being adored, the safety of being chosen, the joy of being seen. You are not waiting for someone to make you feel this way. You are generating that state within yourself now, and that vibration will draw the outer reflection of it into your life. The mind that believes in lack cannot receive abundance because it talks itself out of it. It says, I never have enough, things never work out, there's always something missing. And those words become self-fulfilling prophecies. But when you begin to talk differently, the entire universe listens differently. When you say everything works in my favor, you give permission to life to prove you right. When you say I always find a way, paths begin to appear where walls once stood. When you say I am supported in all I do, the invisible hand of guidance moves through people, events and timing to assist you. It is not superstition. It is the law of consciousness in motion. You cannot escape it, but you can master it. To master it, you must make your inner conversation intentional. That means catching yourself in the moment when the old story starts to play and gently rewriting it. You are not to fight with the negative thought, for resistance gives it strength. You are to replace it. When the thought says I can't, respond with I always can. When it says I'm not ready, replace it with I was born ready. When it whispers, it's too late, speak back, it's right on time. This simple act of inner correction shifts your frequency. It may seem small, but repetition builds belief, and belief shapes destiny. Your imagination is the sacred workshop where creation begins. Every inner word becomes a mold that the invisible substance of life takes shape within. Talk to yourself as if your words are the brushstrokes painting your future. If you wish to manifest health, talk to yourself as one who is already healed. Say, my body is vibrant and strong. Every cell of my being is alive with perfect health. And then feel it. Don't wait to see it to believe it. Believe it until you see it. The subconscious cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined reality and a physical one. When you talk to yourself with conviction, you impress the subconscious, and what is impressed must express. There is a moment each night before sleep when the veil between the conscious and subconscious mind grows thin. In that moment, your inner speech becomes most powerful. As you drift towards sleep, do not review the failures of your day or the worries of tomorrow. Instead, talk to yourself as the fulfilled version of you. Imagine yourself already living the life you desire, and inwardly repeat the words that affirm it. I am so grateful it all worked out perfectly. My life is filled with love and abundance. Let those be the last words your mind hears before sleep. The subconscious will take those impressions and create their reflection in your waking world. You have spoken every limitation you live, and you can speak your freedom too. Every word you utter inwardly is a decree to the universe. The outer world is obedient. It cannot do otherwise than reflect what you decree within. There is no one to change but self, and self is changed through inner conversation. You will find that when you change your tone inwardly, others respond differently outwardly. People who once ignored you begin to notice you. Doors that were closed begin to open. Situations that seemed impossible begin to shift. It will seem as though the world has changed, but in truth only you have changed. And the world mirrored that transformation. This is why it is said that your imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge deals with the past, imagination creates the future. When you talk to yourself from the end, when you speak as though your desire is already fulfilled, you are giving life to that unseen reality. You are impregnating your subconscious with a new pattern, and once it is accepted, it will bring it forth without effort. Do not ask how, it is not your concern. The how is the work of the unseen intelligence that governs all creation. Your work is to persist in the feeling of already being, already having, already knowing. You must remember that manifestation is not about doing more. It is about being more in alignment with what you seek. The world outside will always rearrange itself to match your inner state. If you talk to yourself as a confident, successful person, even if at first you do not feel it, that state will begin to take root. It will gather evidence, attract situations, and inspire actions that confirm it. The inner conversation precedes the outer confirmation. You will never see change outside until you speak change within. Every emotion you experience is a reflection of the conversation happening beneath your awareness. Anxiety is the result of talking to yourself about things going wrong. Confidence is the result of talking to yourself about things going right. Peace is the result of talking to yourself as one who is safe, guided, and secure. The more you observe your inner dialogue, the more you will realize that every feeling follows a thought. Change the thought, and the feeling follows. Change the feeling, and the manifestation follows. This is the golden chain of creation. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this practice. The mind will try to complicate it. It will say, it can't be that easy, or it doesn't work for me. But that very thought, that very statement is the reason it doesn't work. You cannot talk yourself into doubt and expect faith. You cannot rehearse fear and expect courage. You must decide once and for all that your words are law, that your inner speech is sacred. Every time you declare, I am, you are issuing a command to the creative power within. So speak wisely, for that power never fails to respond. When you begin to live with this awareness, life becomes a different game. You no longer feel at the mercy of chance or circumstance. You realize that everything happening to you is happening through you. You stop blaming others, for you understand they can only play the roles your inner conversation has assigned them. If someone disrespects you, it is because inwardly you have entertained thoughts of being disrespected. When you begin to speak to yourself as one who is honored, respected, and loved, those same people, or new ones entirely, will mirror that energy. You are not manipulating them, you are transforming yourself, and the world mirrors that transformation. When doubt arises, as it sometimes will, do not fight it. Simply talk yourself back into faith. Say, even when I don't see it, I know it's unfolding. My unseen reality is forming beautifully. Everything is happening for my highest good. The moment you re-enter that state of faith, creation resumes. Doubt only delays the harvest, persistence ensures it. The unseen responds to your dominant state, not to your occasional wish. So keep the conversation alive. Keep speaking the language of already having. Keep feeling the fulfillment now. There will come a day when you no longer have to force these words, when they become the natural rhythm of your mind. That is the day you will see their reflection in the physical world so clearly that you will laugh, for you will realize it was you all along. You were the creator, the director, the author, and the actor of this grand play. And you will know that by changing your inner speech, you can rewrite any scene. You can begin anew at any moment. You can manifest anything, because all things already exist in the infinite realm of imagination, waiting for your claim. So continue to talk to yourself like this: I am blessed beyond measure. Everything I desire flows to me now. My heart is at peace. My life is unfolding in divine perfection. I am love. I am abundance. I am free. Keep these words alive in your mind until they become your natural state of being. Do not ask when the outer change will come. It is already on its way. Keep your attention on the invisible truth, and the visible must follow. You have the power to create worlds with your words. Every I am statement you make within is an act of creation. Use that power with awareness, with love, with faith. Speak life and life will bloom around you. Speak abundance and abundance will rush to meet you. Speak joy and joy will flood your days. Speak health and health will be restored. Speak as the master you truly are. For when you learn to talk to yourself like this, you no longer chase manifestation, you become it. You become the living expression of everything you have ever desired, and the world in awe and obedience must bow to your conviction. You exist within a great ocean of consciousness, and this ocean is sensitive to every word you speak within yourself. It listens to your tone, it responds to your beliefs, and it mirrors back to you exactly what you assume to be true. The inner voice you use, the silent monologue that flows through your mind each moment, is not a background noise. It is the very script your world follows. Most people believe their thoughts are private, harmless whispers that vanish into the air, but nothing could be further from the truth. Every inner word is an order. Every assumption is a command. Every feeling is a seed that must one day ripen into form. The outer world is simply the slow echo of your inner world, the delayed reflection of what you've been saying to yourself for days, weeks, or even years. When you truly understand this, you realize that there is nothing to fight, no one to blame, nothing to wait for. There is only the inner voice to master, the invisible dialogue that shapes all visible things. Your entire reality bends to the tone of your self-conversation. The voice that tells you I can't becomes the barrier that stops you. The voice that says I can moves mountains for you. The power does not lie in the world's approval or in circumstance. It lies in what you whisper to yourself when no one else is listening. You are always interpreting life through that inner voice, and your interpretation becomes your experience. Two people may walk through the same situation, yet one sees opportunity while the other sees defeat. The difference is not the event but the self-talk each one carries. One says I am blessed and blessing flows, the other says nothing ever works. And so it doesn't. The voice within is the gatekeeper of your destiny. When you talk to yourself, you are holding a conversation with the infinite intelligence that animates all things. This power does not respond to complaints or fear. It responds to conviction. It is impartial, it does not judge. It only creates according to the pattern impressed upon it. If you continually tell yourself stories of struggle, it will faithfully reproduce struggle. If you tell yourself stories of ease, love, and fulfillment, it will make those things real in your world. The subconscious mind is like fertile soil. It does not care what seed is planted. It only brings forth what is sown. Your words, feelings, and inner assumptions are the seeds. The harvest is your life. When you wake each morning, before you look at your phone or check the outside world, listen to how you begin talking to yourself. Do you start by worrying about the day, or do you start by saying everything today unfolds perfectly for me? Do you say I'm tired, I wish I could sleep more, or do you say I feel refreshed and alive? These subtle differences may seem small, but they are the foundation upon which your vibration rests. You cannot create joy through the language of frustration. You cannot attract abundance through the tone of lack. You must speak from the reality you want, not the one you see. The moment you begin to change your inner words, you are shifting your entire energetic field. Your body begins to respond differently. Your mood lightens. Your face softens. You begin to carry yourself like one who expects good things. This expectation is magnetic. It draws opportunities, people, and experiences that match your new inner tone. You no longer need to chase manifestation, it begins to chase you. Life starts to meet you where you are inwardly, not where you are outwardly. And that is why the most important work you can ever do is to become conscious of how you speak to yourself. You must train yourself to talk to yourself as though you are already living your ideal life. Speak as the version of you who has already achieved the dream. If your desire is to be successful, imagine the feeling of success and talk from that state. Say to yourself, everything I do prospers. I am aligned with my purpose. People love to work with me. My ideas are valuable and in demand. Feel those words as though they are your reality. Now, if your desire is to manifest love, speak to yourself as though that love already fills your life. Say, I am loved. I am chosen. I am in harmony with my partner. I am adored and supported. These words, when felt deeply, are not fantasies. They are the blueprint of your future. You do not talk to yourself to convince some external power to give you what you want. You talk to yourself to convince your inner self that it already is. The universe operates through faith, not through begging. To beg is to affirm that you do not have. To thank and celebrate inwardly is to affirm that you do, and creation always responds to the latter. That is why gratitude is such a powerful state. It assumes the wish fulfilled. When you talk to yourself in the tone of gratitude, you are saying to the unseen, I know it's done. And because you know, the unseen begins to arrange itself to make that knowing visible. The mind that doubts will always find evidence to confirm its doubt. And the mind that believes will always find evidence to confirm its belief. The difference between failure and success lies in which inner story you repeat more often. Most people spend their days rehearsing fear. They talk about what might go wrong. They imagine worst-case scenarios. They describe themselves as unlucky or unworthy. And then they wonder why their life reflects those fears. But you can reverse the pattern at any moment. Start by catching the tone of your inner talk. If you hear yourself say, I can't afford that, change it immediately to, money is always coming to me. I can afford anything that aligns with my joy. If you hear yourself say, people never notice me, replace it with, I naturally attract attention and respect wherever I go. Do not underestimate the cumulative power of these small corrections. Every time you change the tone of your self-talk, you are rewriting the code of your subconscious mind. The subconscious governs 95% of your behavior, and it cannot distinguish between truth and imagination. Whatever you repeat with emotion, it accepts as fact. So when you talk to yourself in the language of faith, when you feel the truth of your desires as already done, you are reprogramming the foundation of your being. Eventually, your outer world must reflect the new inner code. It is law. The way you talk to yourself also determines how others treat you. You teach people how to treat you by the way you treat yourself in thought. If you constantly criticize yourself, belittle yourself, and dwell on what you think is wrong with you, you broadcast that energy into the world, and others will unconsciously respond to it. But when you speak to yourself with respect, when you affirm your worth, when you mentally treat yourself as someone extraordinary, others will begin to mirror that respect back to you. The world is not against you. It is you projected outward. Change your conversation with yourself, and your relationships will transform automatically. The universe does not hear your words alone. It feels the vibration behind them. If you say, I am rich, but feel poor, the feeling dominates. The key is to talk to yourself until the feeling shifts. Do not stop at the words. Go deeper until they become real to you. You may begin by saying, I am wealthy, and feel nothing, but persist. Speak it morning and night. Visualize what it feels like to live without financial worry. Hear the sounds of abundance, the laughter, the freedom, the gratitude. As you persist in this inner conversation, something will begin to change within you. A quiet certainty will take root. That is the sign that the subconscious has accepted the new state. And once it accepts, manifestation becomes inevitable. Do not be discouraged by appearances. The world you see today is the residue of your past thoughts. It is a photograph of old conversations. The new words you speak within will not erase the old picture instantly, but if you persist, the new image will gradually replace the old. Patience is not waiting with frustration. It is resting in faith, knowing that what you have spoken within must come forth without. You are not hoping it will happen. You are knowing it already has. Every challenge that appears in your life is an opportunity to practice new self-talk. When you encounter a delay, do not say, nothing ever works for me. Say instead, even this is working for my good. Everything is unfolding perfectly. When you feel uncertain, Do not say, I'm lost. Say, I am guided every step of the way. When you face a setback, do not say, I failed. Say, this is redirecting me to something greater. The moment you choose new inner words, the energy of the situation shifts. You are no longer a victim of circumstances. You become the author again. There is immense creative power in the phrase I am. It is the declaration of being. Whatever follows, it shapes your identity. If you say, I am tired, you give that feeling permission to grow. If you say, I am energized, you invite that vibration to express. Speak only what you wish to become. Even if the outer world contradicts you, continue to affirm your chosen identity. The world must yield to the inner state when that state is held with faith. At times you may feel as though nothing is changing, as though your inner work is in vain. But do not be deceived by the delay between cause and effect. Every seed takes time to germinate. Every word spoken within takes time to be heard in the material world. Continue watering it with attention, gratitude, and feeling. The day will come when the invisible becomes visible, and you will realize that your words never failed. They were merely growing beneath the surface, waiting for the perfect moment to bloom. You can practice talking to yourself like this in any moment. While walking, while showering, while driving, turn those idle moments into sacred creation. Whisper within, I am powerful. I am favored. I am aligned with the flow of life. I am always in the right place at the right time. Let these become the background music of your mind. Over time, they will replace the old habitual complaints that once dominated your consciousness. You will begin to notice yourself smiling for no reason, feeling lighter, sensing that life is conspiring in your favor. And it will be because you have changed your tone with it. The world you live in is not outside of you. It is within you. Reflect it outwardly. You are walking inside your own consciousness. When you talk to yourself lovingly, life mirrors that love. When you talk to yourself with resentment or fear, life mirrors that too. You are never punished for your thoughts. You are only shown them. Each event is a reflection of your most dominant conversation. So make it a beautiful one. Talk to yourself as though everything you desire is already unfolding, because in truth it is. This is not positive thinking. It is conscious creation. Positive thinking tries to overlay new words on top of old fears. Conscious creation replaces fear with faith through repetition and feeling. It is not pretending. It is becoming. When you say, I am free, and feel it, you are aligning yourself with the frequency of freedom, and life must match it. When you say, I am blessed and truly mean it, blessings cannot help but find you. When you say, I am healthy, and persist in that belief, your body reorganizes itself around that truth. The universe always follows the lead of your conviction. You must fall in love with the power of your inner word. You must cherish it, guard it, and use it wisely. Your speech is not idle. It is divine. It can build or destroy, heal or wound, bless or curse. So use it to build the world you wish to live in. Speak beauty into existence. Speak peace into your home. Speak wealth into your endeavors. Speak confidence into your heart. Speak kindness into your relationships. Speak harmony into your future. Every word you speak within is a vibration that ripples through eternity. Once you begin to master this art, you will find that outer effort becomes less important. You will act from inspiration rather than desperation. You will find yourself at the right place, meeting the right people, saying the right words. Life will begin to flow with ease, because you are no longer speaking against yourself. You have become your own ally, your own encourager, your own creator. The world will rise to meet the new tone of your soul. When you wake each morning, talk to yourself as though the day is already perfect. When you lie down at night, talk to yourself as though everything you desire is already fulfilled. Between those two sacred moments, walk the earth with quiet confidence, knowing that your inner words are shaping the invisible structure of tomorrow. The conversation never stops, and neither does creation. You are always becoming what you say you are. You are always attracting what you believe is yours. Continue to talk to yourself like this, not as one who wishes, but as one who knows, not as one who hopes, but as one who is certain, not as one who waits, but as one who already lives in the fulfillment. Persist no matter what the outer senses show. The inner word is stronger than the outer world. Keep speaking, keep believing,
Keep feeling, and the universe will move heaven and earth to match your conviction. When you begin to truly talk to yourself with intention, something miraculous starts to unfold within you. Something that most people never experience, because they never realize how powerful their inner conversations actually are. You see, every word you speak within yourself, every inner dialogue that runs through your mind, every sentence you repeat silently, is forming the structure of your outer world. Your inner words are not mere thoughts. They are living vibrations that clothe themselves in the fabric of reality. You have been given the greatest gift, the ability to create worlds through the unseen voice within you. When you speak within yourself as though your desire is already here, when you let your inner speech carry the tone of certainty rather than longing, you shift universes. You stop being a person who hopes and become the one who is. That's where manifestation happens, not in wishful thinking, but in the silent, confident conversation you hold with yourself each day. If your inner speech says, I am abundant, I am loved, I am chosen, I am successful, then your outer life will soon echo that truth. But if your inner voice says, I am not enough, things never work out for me, I'm still waiting for my breakthrough, then that too will manifest. The outer world cannot contradict the inner word. It is bound to obey it. So the question becomes, what are you saying to yourself when no one is listening? Because that is the only voice that really matters. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest who you are being in your self-talk.
When you close your eyes tonight, I want you to speak to yourself as the one who already has it all. Don't ask. Don't beg. Don't wish. Speak as though it's done. Say within, it is done. I am the one I've always wanted to be. I am living the life I once dreamed. Feel the tone of finality in those words. There's no pleading there, no waiting, just fulfillment. When your mind argues, when it says, but look, it's not here yet, you gently correct it, saying, that's all right, I already have it within me. The outer will soon catch up, because the outer world is just a shadow. The inner world is the source. Every change begins within you. Think of it this way. Your imagination is the divine workshop, where everything begins. It is not make-believe. It is creation in its purest form. When you imagine yourself as already being the person who has what you desire, and when you talk to yourself in alignment with that version, you are not pretending. You are claiming your rightful reality. The universe does not respond to the words you say aloud. It responds to the vibration of your inner dialogue. When you speak to yourself, lovingly, confidently, and as though the promise is already fulfilled, you are giving form to the unseen. You must train yourself to speak inwardly with discipline, just as an artist trains their hand, or a musician trains their ear. For most people, inner speech runs wild. It is filled with doubts, fears, and complaints. And then they wonder why life keeps repeating the same unwanted patterns. You must become the master of your inner language. Whenever you catch yourself thinking, this is too hard, immediately replace it with, everything is working out perfectly for me. When you think, no one notices me, replace it with, I am admired and appreciated everywhere I go. When you hear yourself say, I don't know how this will happen, transform it into, the way is unfolding in ways beyond my comprehension. This is not denial. It is direction. You are directing your inner energy, guiding it toward what you truly desire. You are teaching your mind to speak in the language of creation. The more consistent you become with this, the faster reality bends to match your words. Because the subconscious mind does not distinguish between truth and imagination. It only accepts what you continuously affirm as real. So, if your inner dialogue constantly affirms lack, you will see lack. If it affirms abundance, love, success, joy, you will see that too. You cannot escape the law of your inner word. When you wake up in the morning, before the day begins, take a few quiet moments to speak within yourself, as the version of you who already lives in your desired state. Say, today is filled with miracles. Everything I need comes to me easily. I am magnetic to opportunities, love, and joy. Feel those words. Don't just repeat them mechanically. Let them move through you until they feel true. This is how you shift your frequency, by aligning your inner talk with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. At first, it might feel unnatural. You may feel resistance, because your current circumstances seem to contradict what you are saying. But persistence is the key. You must continue speaking as though it's already true until your subconscious accepts it. And once it does, the outer world must reflect it. It's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of time. The same law that governs the rising of the sun governs the unfolding of your manifestations. The outer always yields to the inner, never the other way around. Every time you speak to yourself from a state of lack, you are rehearsing the same unwanted reality. Every time you speak from the state of fulfillment, you are rehearsing the reality you wish to experience. The difference between those two is the difference between struggle and effortless manifestation. It is not effort that brings things to you. It is alignment. And alignment begins in your self-talk. Imagine yourself now as the one who has already achieved what you desire. If it's love you seek, speak to yourself as the one who is already adored. Say within, I am loved deeply and sincerely. I am chosen, wanted, and appreciated. Feel how it changes your energy. If it's success you desire, speak to yourself as the one who already lives in success. Say, I am thriving in everything I do. I attract prosperity easily. My work is meaningful, and I am richly rewarded. Speak it as truth, not as hope. Hope is a vibration of distance. Truth is a vibration of possession. The tone of your inner voice matters more than the words. You can say the same sentence with two different inner tones, one of doubt and one of conviction, and they will produce completely different outcomes. So when you speak within, speak with quiet confidence, as though your word has power, because it does. The unseen intelligence that moves through all creation hears your inner word and takes it as instruction. If you could only see how powerful you are, you would never again speak carelessly to yourself. You would never again call yourself unworthy, unlucky, or undeserving. You would realize that each time you say, I can't, you command reality to prove you right. And each time you say, I can, the entire universe begins to rearrange itself to show you that you can. There is no such thing as idle speech in the inner world. Every sentence is a seed, and the soil of your mind is always fertile. The way you talk to yourself when you're alone determines how life will talk back to you. If you're constantly saying, I'm waiting for my big break, life will keep you waiting. If you say, I am already living in my breakthrough, then soon enough, life will show it to you. This is why you must never let your inner speech drift into fear, complaint, or regret. The past has no power except what you give it through repetition. You can rewrite it right now by changing your inner dialogue. Speak to yourself as one who is free. Speak as one who knows that nothing is lost, nothing is wasted, and everything is working together for your good. Even your body listens to your inner speech. Tell yourself, I am radiant, healthy, and full of life, and your cells respond to that vibration. Tell yourself, I'm always tired, I'm getting older, and your body obeys that too. Your words are instruction to every level of your being. Speak life, and life will bloom in you. There is a moment in everyone's journey when they realize that all along, it was never about getting things but about becoming the one who already has them. You become that person by the way you talk to yourself. When you speak within, as though you already are wealthy, loved, successful, or free, you are not pretending. You are shifting identity. And your outer world must conform to the identity you hold within. Because you are not manifesting things. You are manifesting states of being. Every state of being has its own inner dialogue. The person who feels lack speaks differently than the person who feels abundance. The person who feels loved speaks differently than the person who feels lonely. So when you change your inner talk, you change the state you occupy. And when the state changes, your world follows. You must persist in the new inner dialogue, no matter what the outer world shows you. The outer is simply delayed reflection. It cannot resist the new inner command forever. Keep speaking the words of your desired state. Speak with assurance, with calm authority, with joy. The power that created galaxies lives in your imagination.
It responds to the tone of your belief. At night, before you drift into sleep, speak softly to yourself. Let your inner voice whisper the reality you wish to live. Feel yourself already there, already having it, already being it. Drift into sleep with the gentle assurance that it is done. This is the sacred moment when your subconscious is most receptive. And in that state, your word becomes law. By morning you will find your mood lighter, your confidence stronger, your awareness clearer. This is not coincidence. It is alignment. You are beginning to live from the inside out. That is how true manifestation works. The world outside of you has no choice but to yield to the conviction within you. Speak as the one who knows this truth. Speak to yourself, not as someone who hopes, but as someone who remembers. You are not becoming. You already are. Continue to talk to yourself in this way, not as a ritual, but as a way of being. Let your inner speech be your secret place of creation. Whenever you walk, work, rest, or dream, let that quiet voice affirm the reality you choose. Say to yourself, I am guided perfectly. I am blessed beyond measure. Everything I desire is already mine. Let those words saturate your mind until they become natural. Soon you won't have to force them. They will arise effortlessly, because that will be your new normal. And then without struggle or strain, you'll begin to notice that everything around you is changing. People will treat you differently. Opportunities will appear out of nowhere. Money will flow easily. Love will surround you. Health will strengthen. Peace will deepen. Not because you chased them, but because you became the one who naturally attracts them. That is the secret. Your self-talk is the bridge between imagination and manifestation. Guard it carefully. Direct it lovingly. And speak only those things you wish to see unfold.